all, but most of us have not learned how to play certain songs the right way. Because what has happened is this tablature has taken over, and you don't have to know any music theory to use tablature, as long as you know where one one fret, three fret, five fret, or whatever it is on sixth string, you know, on the sixth string, it'll tell you that in the book. So these books, sheet books, that everything that have all the music in there, they're telling us how to play the songs, but most of the time they're probably not telling us how to play them right, because that's just how they interpret it with without using music theory behind it. They're just using the fret markers to determine it, when most of the people that have done it have not really used music theory, except for some exceptional musicians out there that went to school for it. And you know the ones that have done that. Guys like Randy Rhoads and Yngwie Malmsteen and Steve Vai and John Petrucci and uh, some of the more renowned players that are known or whatever. They've actually went to school and know the theory, so they don't just write music on tab. They actually write it on music paper. But some of these guys are very good at a technique that I think is very important, aside from knowing how to read music, is to be able to improvise, because improvising is just a way of it's it's training your ear. It's ear training. It's to take all those things that you learned on your guitar and put them in sequences just by ear, and seeing what your brain can come up with, rather than trying to sit and plan it out all the time. Because let's face it, sometimes when you plan it out, it doesn't have any feeling. It's too machine like. But if you kind of let it come out of you naturally and see what happens, there's a transformation that happens there. And I think that's the most important about music, is when you watch certain players like Joe Satriani. He actually, when he records an album, he might have ideas for the riffs, but a lot of the lead melodies he kind of just improvises right there in the studio and lets it happen. And he has had some classic tracks that it's like, where did that come from? Jimmy Page is another guy who really was more of a professor of music than just a guitar player, because he experimented in a time when everything was brand new, and he created so many different tunings and so many different ways that you even recorded music, and the way that he even approached how he did certain songs, and how he thought outside of the box, and how creative he was with just all the experience he had as being a young session musician, really helped him to develop his ability to hear all these things that somebody else wouldn't normally hear. He's what I call a tone chaser. Like, he'll have a certain guitar for a certain reason, and then he'll have another guitar for another reason, and then he'll have another guitar for another reason, because it has a certain sound to it. And when he's looking for a certain sound, he knows what guitar to use. So the reason why a lot of times Zeppelin never really was sounded that great live was is because of all the layering that he did, and how many different guitars he actually used to do these layering to get that sound, because each one of his guitars had a different sound. So he knew which ones to put in there to get the sounds for the music, to make the music into more of a fuller thing. So, with that, I just want everybody to be out there and to have fun, enjoy my videos, enjoy my craziness, my goofiness, whatever you want to do. And let's just have fun with music. Let's just bring back the fun in music again, because it just became too corporate and too machine like. So, with that,